Salah has this outsized influence on Liverpool. If Salah is not playing well, Liverpool is not playing well. If like Salah almost controls the fate of Liverpool.
All right, guys, we're back again. And as usual, another very exciting guest. And we'll get right into it. I have a doctor who has turned an analyst today. So he's going to be dissecting stuff. And I look forward to it. It's a good time to have him. And you'll know in a minute. So I have Dr. Greg. And I want you to introduce yourself real quick, club you support, and why you still support the club. It's very important for us to have that context before we get
Sure.
right into it.
Sure. So my name is Greg, and I support Liverpool Football Club. I've supported Liverpool since 2002, so I want to say about 24 years now.
Mm.
What's the reason I support Liverpool? It's actually an interesting story because after the World Cup in 2002, I loved Senegal. Right, like they carried Africa through to the World Cup, and I actually really liked El Hadji Diouf. So
Mm.
when Liverpool signed him, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep watching this guy. And, it's just the way he carried himself, fought for everything. It was my guy. So I started watching. Of course, there was Owen there as well, was a great baller at that time. And since then, I just started following Liverpool. I think the kicker where I was like, this is my club was in 2005 for that Champions League final against AC
Mm.
Milan. And since then, I was like, that's it. No matter what happens, this is going to be
Istanbul.
Liverpool for
my.
life.
Yeah, since for life, or like for life. It was it. So I think there are actually two games that hit me like that. That Liverpool game and Atlanta 96 with Nigeria against Brazil. Those are the two games that each time I am thinking back as to why I love football. Those are the two games I usually fall back on. For sure.
Those are two phenomenal games.
Yep,
There's,
yep,
I
yeah.
mean, whether you are for or against any of those teams, or if you are even a neutral, that is a game you would always
Yes,
remember.
for
I
sure.
think that Nigeria Brazil game put Nigeria on the map forever,
On
football
forever.
map
Yeah.
forever. That's it.
Forever.
No, but
I mean, if you look
remember
at
that
the
song that
team.
is when Nigeria beat Brazil.
Yeah, even the
And that kind
players
of
we played
celebration
against.
where he was holding his jersey like
Oh
this and turning
yeah,
around.
kind of is like he couldn't even understand himself at that time. It was just like,
He was
yeah,
in a state of delirium. Like, what are we doing?
delirium.
What's
Oh,
happening
I
right
swear. I
here?
think the whole continent was in a state of delirium.
Yeah,
No, but it was
absolutely.
good.
Good to have you. So, I mean, it's so difficult to keep up with matches right now. They're coming thick and fast. So for this episode, we're actually doing match week 14 and 15 together because we didn't have time. Too many games to watch, and we
Of
still
course.
have 9 to 5. So
Yep.
it's a lot. So a lot has happened in the last couple of match days, and I just wanted us to review a number of them. Liverpool. We start with Liverpool. Liverpool had two draws in the last two games. Was very surprised at the 3-3 draw with Leeds. And the reason for that was, I mean, it was 2-0, and I thought Liverpool, I mean, if you have a two goal lead, it's a good cushion for you to see out a game. Leeds came back, and then Liverpool went up again, and they still couldn't close out. So there's something there, and I'm just wondering from your perspective what you're thinking, coupled with the fact that Mo Salah gave that explosive interview after
Mhm.
that game. Saying that the club is scapegoating him and putting him under the bus. I thought that
Sure.
was very strong from a very, very influential player. How are you feeling about all this happening at Liverpool Football Club?
So I think there are a couple of things. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the season, my thought was that, I mean, Liverpool bought all these players and everybody needed to gel, and it was going to be interesting how everybody played together. But my biggest fear at that beginning was always the back, was always the defense, in the sense that I felt like we're not as strong as what we looked like on paper. I
Mm,
think we've considered so much that at some point it's no longer a surprise when we concede. How many games have we conceded in the last minute? It wasn't just against Leeds that we did that. At the beginning of the season, we're scoring in the last minute. We're feeling very comfortable with ourselves. And then all of a sudden the tables turned, and like 3 games in a row, we considered in the last few minutes of the game. So yes, I agree that when we went up 3-2, I felt like, okay, at least this time, I was breathing a sigh of relief. But then when I said, we still have 10 minutes to go, so I wasn't too excited because they've done this and they did it again. Obviously, Leeds,
Yeah.
granted, we're not looking at them as a strong team, but Leeds is the same Leeds that beat Chelsea not too long ago now. So it's not like they're a very bad team. And for Liverpool that has been conceding, even when Alisson came back, I thought, okay, finally,
Straight
we have
bullet.
a keeper. He's still chopping the goals. So it's been a little painful. Considering the fact that we've spent so much, and also the fact that these are not bad players. So
Mm.
if you have very great players on a team and you're still losing this kind of games, then it goes beyond the players, right? I think it goes beyond the players. It's more the mentality that has been given to the people in that club, to the players in that club, because I don't feel like they have that. We can win all games. We can see things through.
We can win all games.
Like
How do you want to win all games? Mentality.
no, no,
That
no.
No,
But
I
mentality.
think it's talking about the mentality. It's
the
talking about the
mentality,
mentality. Yeah.
because if you look at 2 years ago, Liverpool, no matter what, they are like, we are going to fight to the end.
Oh,
Do you
you're
get
bringing.
like
Oh, okay. You're talking about past to
yeah? But
now.
right now
Okay,
it's
yeah.
like.
Okay.
In short, it's like Liverpool is like they're expecting to you can even see their body language. It's like they're not fighting. They're waiting for they're hoping for something to happen, but they're not really fighting. And again, at the beginning of the season, I was like, Salah has this outsized influence on Liverpool. If Salah is not playing well, Liverpool is not playing well. If like Salah almost controls the fate of Liverpool. It doesn't matter who they bring in. And same thing, as Salah was not doing the best, Liverpool started faltering. Right now, they took him out. Yes, we're not losing, but we're not really winning either.
Mm.
And I can see, to the segue of Mo Salah being very disappointed with him being on the bench. I can understand that. I absolutely can. Because this is a player that for years has been doing amazing things for Liverpool Football Club. Last season, it wasn't 10 seasons ago. Last season, highest goal scorer, 29 goals, added 18 assists. It wasn't 20 years ago. It was last season. It was less than 6 months ago that was doing all of this. Okay, sure, he dropped in form, but all players, drop in form. What did they say? Form is temporary, be class is permanent.
Class is permanent. Yeah.
Class permanent. You're just not going to remove him and keep him on the bench and say, oh, it's his fault. Florent Vies that came in for 100 million pounds, 0 goals, 0 assists. Nobody is scapegoating him. Isak, 1 goal, 1 assist. Nobody is scapegoating him. In fact, only Ekitike has scored more goals and assists than Salah. And that's when we added the 2 goals from yesterday. But nobody is looking at that. Everybody has said, oh, Salah is not playing well. But that's because of the high standards he had set for himself and everybody. Now, 4 goals and 2 assists in 12 games. All of a sudden, it's the reason Liverpool has failed. He should get out. I'll be mad.
So yeah, nobody doubts Salah's class. When you score 250 goals in 402 games with 113 assists, you are a legend anywhere in the Premier League. So that status is not going anywhere. But I think I'm not a Liverpool fan, but it comes to a point where if the contribution of your offensive players are not there to see and they're not contributing defensively, it becomes it becomes a vulnerability your opponents can explore. And I think that might be the issue with Salah here. Salah doesn't defend. Uh, Liverpool are conceding goals, and it doesn't. The best kind of defense for Liverpool's perspective is from the attack. Liverpool was phenomenal when you had that high press that the opponents could not play out. Now, Mo Salah can't do that. It's not the numbers are not there, and maybe that's why he's on the bench. But him going out like that as an experienced player, engaging the press the way he has, I just felt like there might be more to the story. I personally am very cynical. I think that that is a call to Saudi Arabia to say, guys, I'm now
I'm
available.
available.
Come
Yeah.
take me. I
So
think I think it
so
was a business decision as far as I'm concerned.
So,
you know,
so go ahead.
no, Suki, go ahead. You tell me what your perspective, because me,
So,
I have a different take on this.
so from my perspective, I totally, I laud his achievements and accomplishments at Liverpool. He's done phenomenally well, season after season. You can even argue that sometimes he carried Liverpool on his back.
Mhm.
When Liverpool needed that one goal, Salah would always show up and give them that one goal. So I mean, legend for the club, no doubt about it. But the club is going through a funk right now, right? For whatever reason, right? And I think at times like this, it becomes about the club, not about any one player, in my own opinion. I don't think that we can, I don't think we should bring in the fact that you're a phenomenal player into a season where you are not doing phenomenally well. And if the coach or the manager believes that something needs to give to advance the team, it's about the team. Now, I don't know what has been said to him in the locker room. I don't know what has been said to him in the manager's office. I don't know why. I don't know if they justified to him the reason why they had to bench him. We don't know all of that. But then for you to come out to the press, such an experienced player, I think is a bit much. And it's like you saying you're bigger than the club, in my own opinion.
Sure.
Again,
So
you know, I go back a few episodes ago, TRU Bench. We had an Arsenal player that came on the show, and he was very, very precise in saying that watch Liverpool, they are going to go. And this was when Liverpool was winning. When
mhm,
you guys were winning last minute, he said, just
mhm.
watch Liverpool. They are going to go on a terrible run that nobody will believe. And, it's exactly what's happening now. And to Wale's point about being surplus, not to requirements, but to game day, a team like Liverpool right now, you need all 11 players defending when it's necessary off the ball. Let's call a spade a spade. So if one player is not able to do that, then it becomes surplus to that day's requirements. Let's call a spade a spade. No, I
So
mean, that's how I see it.
yes. So in as much as I get those points, right? It's almost like I'm going to parrot what Salah said. He has almost earned the right for him to be given some leeway, right? And leeway doesn't mean start him every time, play him 90 minutes, all of that stuff, right? The leeway is how can you be consistently on the bench 3 games in a row when you've scored more goals and assists than all the other people that they brought in? Do you understand? So you cannot blame Salah. Salah has never been the one to defend, to even start with, from the origins of things. Once in a while, we'll go back, but that is not his game. So if you look at all other elite strikers, not everybody defends. Ronaldo, has he ever defended? Messi, has he ever defended? And not like I'm comparing all three of them, but there are roles in that team, right? Now, last season, what happened between last season and this season that all of a sudden they cannot do without Salah's defensive attributes? He never had any defensive attributes.
The
So
team
I
is no
also
longer
feel
as
like
good.
this, yes,
Alexander Arnold is not
well,
there
yes,
anymore
no,
to
no,
give
no.
Salah those long
The
balls
form
for
has
Salah to
dipped.
go in,
Yes,
either make the
yes,
crosses
the
in
form,
or cut in and
yes,
make and
no, no,
score
no.
the goal.
Yeah, but guess what? Salah had people around causing chaos. 2 seasons ago, he had Firmino, he had Mane. A few seasons ago, he had Diaz that will cause chaos. He had Darwin Nunes, even though that one couldn't score to save
Jota.
his life. But he had Jota, so you have all of those people to cause chaos. Now you bring a whole new team and then expect Salah to suddenly become a defensive-minded player. No, that's not going to happen. Now, from that interview, Salah mentioned that him and Arne Slot, they don't even talk. That nobody has told him anything. They have no relationship. So they bench him for 3 games. They're not even talking to him. So of course it's emotional. Being a legend that just 6 months ago was tearing the Premier League apart. You now throw him to the side because Arne Slot is looking for somebody to blame for his frailties, because you have to admit that he sanctioned almost 500 million pounds and he's losing. So of course he cannot say, "Oh, it's the players I brought in that are losing." He has to say it's Salah because he's not scoring as much. He's not coming back to defend. And Salah is like, "I'm too big for this. I have given blood, sweat, and tears to Liverpool. I have Saudi that wants to pay me 100 million, and you people are dealing and doing this with me. I am out because he
So you
doesn't
agree that
deserve
it's a
this."
business decision?
No, it has to be now. I mean, he's old
Yeah.
enough and experienced
January is
enough.
around the corner. The window
Yes,
is about to
yes.
open.
And again,
Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
understand that Liverpool probably is not nurturing the Salah angle because they were going to lose him for almost a month at AFCON anyway. So they're like, please, at this point, you just go to the side while we figure ourselves out. But then that bombshell interview just triggered that,
I think,
okay, we're
yeah.
keeping you out of this.
Yeah, I think what we're hearing now is that he's out of the match squad
At
for
the match
the
against,
the
yes,
Champions League game against Inter. So
Inter. Yes, it's not a
who
match
knows?
squad.
Maybe Salah has already played his last game for Liverpool. We'll see how that plays out. But Liverpool is not the only team with drama in the Premier League. Chelsea is going through problem every time. I mean, the last game, and you know me. I was buzzing. Chelsea, Arsenal, we're there.
You love this Chelsea
We're at
team. I
that
love this
level.
Chelsea team.
And
That thing
then
is that thing is what's that thing is trending.
and then they went to lose. They went to lose to Leeds, and then they
To
couldn't
Leeds,
beat
yeah.
Bournemouth. So
Yeah.
that's a problem. I think every time Chelsea is hyped to be the next title contender,
Mhm.
Maresca caves. Like you don't even know how. I don't even know how to describe it. Elsewhere, Arsenal. What can I say about Arsenal? The fans are saying that I passionately hate Arsenal. I don't. For the record, guys, I do not hate Arsenal. However, I also do not like Arsenal. And I cannot pretend to save my life. But what we're saying, we'll be objective on this show. Arsenal was 9 points ahead a few weeks ago. Now it's down to 2 points.
Mhm.
And their closest rival are serial winners who do not know how to lift their leg off the pedal.
Mhm.
Guardiola is a serial. He knows how to do this in a way Arteta does not understand. Is it time for Arteta, Arsenal, and their fans to press the panic button?
No, I wouldn't say so. I
Suki
wouldn't say
first,
time to.
Suki first, and then Greg.
I wouldn't say press the panic button. Definitely not panic button. Um, Look, I know that right now City is 2 points behind Arsenal, but every single team in this Premier League, this 2025-26 Premier League, is inconsistent. Every single team. We saw City lose the game. They lost
Except
to
ex-
what?
except except Arsenal so far.
Except Arsenal.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they've drawn. When I say consistency, I'm talking about winning. They've drawn and they drew one, they
Mhm.
lost one, right? I mean, all of a sudden they dropped what 5 points, So I'm saying
No,
that
they've drawn two
They drew
games.
they
against
they
Chelsea.
drew two and they
They've
lost
drawn
one.
two games and lost one.
Lost
Yeah.
two, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
what
no, no.
that's
Sorry,
7 points.
lost two. Lost two. They lost against Liverpool. They
You mean
lost
in
Sunderland was a
against
total?
draw.
No, that's in total.
in
But
total.
we're
In
talking about
total.
I'm talking about I'm talking about in the last
in the last
three
few
games.
weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I see. I
Yeah,
see.
that's
I
how
see.
my
Go
last
ahead.
three games. So and
Mhm.
we've seen that in that period too. I think City drew one game as well. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of inconsistency across the board. Last I was in not our last show when we were talking and we were talking about how you know the when Liverpool or was it When Liverpool won the league, it was because every other team was inconsistent. So we've seen that happen in the Premier League. When every other team is also inconsistent, it can help you that you are ahead of the curve. So I wouldn't say panic button, because that's the question, right? I wouldn't say panic button. I would just say let's wait till end of December before we know who should press panic button and who should just forget about it. You know what I mean? I think when we have this run of games, then we know exactly where we are. By January, I think we'll know whose button will be pressed. For now, I don't think panic button yet. I don't think so yet.
Who's but I think Arsenal should be concerned. And I'll tell you why. We've watched Arsenal this season and we've been mesmerized. Like, oh my God, they are playing so well. They are consistent. They're doing all of this. And you check the table, and Man City are 2 points behind them. Meanwhile, we're like, Man City, they're not playing as well as they should. They're dropping points, all of that stuff. So the question is, what can Arsenal do to expand that gap? It's like they're playing at their peak and they're only 2 points ahead of Man City. Nobody is saying you cannot lose games. Yes, top teams lose games. Arsenal, they're grinding out results. They're doing all of that stuff. It's not even end of December yet. There's still a chance that City is top at Christmas. So we're not even.
Then you
Do you
press the
understand?
panic button. Then
Do you understand? Even when Arsenal was top at Christmas, the elephant still fell off the tree. Do you understand? So what I'm saying is that Arsenal should be concerned because they did not give themselves that leeway because it's City. There's something about Manchester City because they are just champions. They're just winners, period. Which is funny because Guardiola doesn't like to, he's always trying to be humble. But in the last press conference, he was like, season is long. Things are going to change. That was even before they won Sutherland. Like, they had that confidence that he's not out of it. And next thing,
Yeah.
Arsenal lost,
Yeah.
City won, and now it's 2 points. So in his mind, it's like, I've gotten into Arteta's head, probably.
Yeah.
Arteta
In
has come
fact,
second 3
in fact,
times or something.
Guardiola dismissed um all the games before the last international break and said after
Mm-hmm.
that last international break, the season actually starts. So in his
That's,
mind, he's telling everybody, recalibrate, we go now.
yeah.
We go now, and this is when we really start. I think that I agree with Suki that don't press the panic button. The problem though is that Arsenal are going to be the problem with Arsenal is going to be their own history. And the history, and not history of 10 years ago, but history of the last 4 years, where they've led, they've been around winning, and they did not win. There's no way if you are
Mm-hmm.
in that position, it will creep into your head to
It's
say,
getting ahead.
here we
Yeah.
go again. And the moment you say, here we go again, you are in trouble because there are just some serial winners who can smell blood and they are going to take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of it. So we'll leave it at that
before
and
we
because
leave
we
it at
have a
that, let
lot
me
to
just let
cover.
me just say one thing. Just a friendly reminder. So that we'll keep reminding ourselves. When I did my pre-analysis of the
Premier
season
League.
show, I
Uh-huh.
said, does Arsenal think everybody else is here to count bridges in London and roundabouts? That they've had 3 chances and they bungled all 3. They are not going to get a fourth. They actually got a fourth. They're about to bungle it. But let's move on. Let's not press the panic button. Let's move on.
All right. So, I mean, let's look at other things happening in the league in the last couple of weeks. And I'll just go through them and you guys can pick if you have comments. Haaland has hit his first, finally, 100 goals, the fastest of any player in the EPL.
Please
I
move
think if
on.
he
Please
continues like
move on.
I, I think if he continues this way, he will break that record by you know who. Chukwueze, I mean, I personally follow Nigerian football in the Premier League. Chukwueze, it
Mm.
was good to see how he has broken into that Fulham's team. He's in a good form going into AFCON. I think that's good for Nigeria. I don't know if you guys have
Yeah.
seen that. Cole Palmer
Absolutely.
is back into the Chelsea squad. But to me, Chelsea has a new anchor. I think Chelsea without Caicedo, we can see it. It's
It
a
was
different team.
glaring. It
And
was glaring.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, and we'll
It
see
was
it tomorrow. He's
glaring.
going to play in the Champions League tomorrow.
Mm.
I'm waiting to see the difference it makes. If Chelsea does well in that game, then you know what Chelsea's problem is. And then Man United, I wrote here before the game against Wolves, Man United's inconsistency. Can we really say that after they demolish Wolves tonight? Who
Yes. Yeah. No.
knows?
No. 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 Please, let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried. Did you watch that game?
Yes,
Total
I
shambles.
was watching the game
When you see the
the
scoreline,
first half.
you are thinking, oh my goodness, Man U is playing wonderful. They played rubbish.
Yeah, no, I mean, when they started getting ahead and they relaxed, they started playing a lot better. You know, after the second goal, actually after the third goal, then you could see that they were really playing, they were really feeling
At
comfortable
the end of
within
the
their
game.
skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the game,
I
yes,
think Amorim told the players, guys, you are playing with my future. If you lose this game, I'm not going to be the manager tomorrow. Please help me. Because if they continued the way they played in that first half, they would not have won that game.
they would not have won. And if they had lost to Wolves, that nobody loses against, then it's going to be a
Wolves
hard
have scored
comeback.
their first goal in 541 minutes against Man U this evening. What are you talking? What are you guys talking about?
Eh, but Mario has been known to be giving gifts. From the last 3 years. They've been giving every record that has not been broken. Mario has always
But you know
allowed
what?
those
Let's talk
records.
about the inconsistency across the Premier League. I mean, I'm
Mm.
not making any assumptions about Man U that Man U is doing well or whatever, but we've had in the last, I think, three matches we've played, minus the Wolves game, we've had 3 chances to break into the top 4, top 5. And
Mhm.
we did not win any of those games. We either drew or lost, right?
May
Yeah.
I remind you that top 4 and top 5 are not decided in December.
No, 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 no,
Just
no, no. I
for
said to break
context.
into. No, no, no. Listen, I'm just saying to
Yeah.
break into the top 4, top 5.
They
Like,
will create that
if we had
mentality
won
that
any
we're
of those
still
games,
yes.
we would have broken into top 4, top 5. We
Yeah.
didn't. And after the fourth game, we didn't win any of those games. After the fourth
Mm.
game, we are still number 6. That's how
Year 6.
inconsistent
Yeah.
the league is. That's
So
what I'm trying
to
to bring
Suki's
out.
point, yes, to Suki's point, everybody has been inconsistent because if Man U had lost, they would have been like 12th or 13th. They won,
Yeah.
they're 6th. Do you understand? So the gaps between all the teams are not
It's
very
not
big because
nothing.
everybody's
Yeah,
drawing or losing.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, so
on one hand, it shows inconsistency, but on the other hand, it also shows balance in the Premier League. It
The
means that
strength of the
well,
Premier
any
League.
that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
any
yeah.
team can lose at any point at
Yes,
any
Anytime. Yeah, yeah.
time.
that's true.
So the gap is very, very tiny. I mean,
Yeah,
granted, by the time we get to week 25, there'll be
yeah,
some gap between
They would
fourth
have
and
yeah,
removed
10th.
everything.
But
Everybody would
right
have.
now, it's so
yeah,
close that 3 points,
yeah.
6 points does you a lot of good. See, Aston Villa is number 3 because they put a run of 3 or 4 games together, winning,
Sure,
and they're
absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And to your
absolutely.
point of
Uh,
Chukwueze, I mean, I like
y-
Chukwueze. I mean,
yeah,
obviously, I love Osimhen. So anything surrounding Osimhen, I've always followed, right? And
yeah,
Chukwueze and Osimhen, they were in the same World Cup winning team when they were in under
yeah,
17, and those are the
yeah,
only two players that are still even making any waves anywhere, right?
yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
if you look at Chukwueze's game, of course, I want him to succeed because I want Nigeria to succeed, right? I don't know if he can play 90 minutes. I don't
Hmm.
think he's a player that plays from beginning to end and still has that same impact, right? So far for
Correct,
Fulham, he has always come in as a sub and he's always been very, very effective. But when he plays full games
correct.
for Nigeria, a lot of times they're like, man, get this man out. Even when it was in
Yeah.
Villarreal, it was the same. I didn't watch a lot of these games in AC Milan though, but he's always been that kind of player where short bursts is very effective, very active, but after a while, you just see him like floating around the pitch. But I mean, I'm
Mhm.
glad that he's doing very well. I wish he was on this form before Nigeria lost to Congo.
Congo.
That made us not go to
He,
World Cup.
he,
Do you
he has
understand?
better form in
So,
cold weather than in hot weather.
oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that's
Where is that
that's
coming from?
that's a new one.
Chukwueze
I'm
was
making
born
Yeah,
and bred in Nigeria.
in
I'm making
Nigeria.
excuses for him. Now he lives in the cold weather.
No,
He
it's been
lives
unfortunate.
in Fulham.
Even
Look
look,
at
yeah, even Lookman. Even Lookman, his form has picked up since
Thomas picked up. Yeah,
we lost
Thomas
the
picked up. Yeah,
World Cup
yeah.
spots. So all these players, their forms have picked up.
So maybe, so
But
maybe there's a
anyways,
chance. Maybe there's an Afcon chance. Who knows?
maybe there is. Maybe
Maybe
there
there
is.
is. We won't raise
I
our
only
hope
wish
too much.
if the winner of AFCON could just automatically qualify for World Cup.
We will,
You know,
if they
that's
put
what they
that
should
if
have
they put
done.
that there, then we won't win. That is all we need not to win.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, but
let's
let's
move
talk a little bit
forward. So
about Cole Palmer at Chelsea though. I
okay,
think
go ahead.
obviously he's
Yeah.
still a bit rusty. I think
Oh
he's still a
yeah.
bit rusty. I do understand that Caicedo in that team is very pivotal for the team, but I think Cole Palmer is still rusty, and I think a couple more games, assuming, I
Oh yeah.
mean, I feel like it
No,
just
for
requires
sure.
another game or two, and I
Even when
think
he
Cole
came
Palmer
back,
will,
even the
yeah,
first game he came back, he had this very nice chance that he almost buried. Like very, you
yeah.
could
I mean,
just
I
see
Yes.
think
the
it's just a
flashes
little
of
bit, he's
Against
still a bit
brilliance.
Leeds.
rusty,
You
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
yes, still there.
So yeah, I
And
mean,
Casado and Kobama, they play different roles, right?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
Kobama is yeah. So we need both of them. I say we, as if I'm a Chelsea fan, but Chelsea fans need both of them. In there,
Are
firing
you
because Kobama
looking?
is no, I'm not looking any
No,
Chelsea.
no,
No,
no.
I'm
So
not
so
at all. I'm just
yeah,
a lover of football. You
I,
know.
I think I think you guys are right. It just seems like Chelsea concedes when Caicedo is not playing,
Oh yeah.
and Chelsea finds it difficult to score when Cole Palmer is not playing. So, I mean,
Oh yes.
The best Chelsea would be the two of them in form,
Absolutely.
healthy,
Yeah,
and playing.
yeah,
And hopefully, I think we can see that in the Champions League game against Atlanta tomorrow, which is what I want us to preview. We have a couple of marquee games happening in the Champions League this week. Atalanta and Chelsea. For me, of course, I follow Chelsea. I want Chelsea to win. I want Chelsea to do well. But I'm looking for, like I said, how Caicedo coming into the team, does that really change how we play? I'm really looking
yeah,
forward to that. And I also want to see Lukman play against Chelsea. I want to see how he's going to test that defense. He's going to be up against Gusto because he plays on the left and is Gusto. I
Mhm.
yeah.
think Lukman on his day will really test Gusto. But let's see how that plays out. The other game that I want us to preview is Real Madrid versus Man City. These are two teams in two different forms right now. Real Madrid is having a tough time in La Liga. I saw their game against Celta Vigo yesterday
Delta.
at the Bernabeu, and I was shaking my head. What is going on
Mhm.
with Real Madrid? And now they are going to go against City, who they played, I think, each time in the last four seasons of Champions League, and it has
Champions League.
always been tough.
Yeah.
I don't think tomorrow's or Wednesday's game is going to be close at all because they are in different levels right now. What do you guys think?
I think let's prediction. I think City is going to win that game. Um, Coming off a two nil loss at home, then you lost two
Mm-hmm.
men as well in that game. Obviously, it should affect the morale and the mentality of players, but it's Real Madrid, so I expect them to at least come out,
React?
react. I expect that from them. But I just think City is just class. You know what I mean? Especially against Real Madrid, City is not going to fold or that. This is not. Yeah, if they were playing, if they're going to play Sporting Lisbon, I can say you cannot. Sporting Lisbon might go ahead and beat City, but against Real Madrid, City is Guardiola is not going to. He's not going to mess about at all, and the players wouldn't either. So I think it's going to be a game where, um, I think it's going to be that game where Man City really outclassed Real Madrid. I think it was 2 seasons ago, and then Real Madrid came back and reacted. But I just think it's going to be one of those games where City is going to really
And
shine.
last
So,
season Real Madrid knocked out City from the Champions League
Yeah,
yeah.
in
yeah, they
that
did.
So
playoff.
City,
So
Yeah,
yeah. So City are playing well. I think they've kicked into gear. The machinery is working the way it's
yeah.
supposed to. Pep is feeling cool with himself. But if you think about it too, City was the same City that conceded 4 goals against Fulham. Do you understand? So even though we're saying they've kicked into gear, it's Real Madrid. Real Madrid
yeah,
are perennial Champions League winners. It's like
yeah,
there's Champions League in their blood. This is not a final. They still have games. They're not really in trouble, right? But if
yeah.
push
Not in the
comes to
Champions League,
shove,
no.
yeah, but if push comes to shove, they will turn up. But right now, yes, they can lose tomorrow. Real Madrid can lose tomorrow, and they will still be okay. because
Yeah.
they're not. It's not like it's the knockout stages. They're not in anything. They'll try to figure themselves. But if it was like a quarter-final game or a semi-final game, you can't bet against Real Madrid.
I
Absolutely
mean, of
not.
course,
Yeah.
at that
And then
level, absolutely not.
yeah, yeah. And then the last game is Inter Liverpool. Like we
Mm.
said earlier, Liverpool are going to be without Salah. Inter are like Real Madrid. They have championship mentality as well. They've been playing well since the beginning of the season. Greg, what are you expecting from Liverpool in this game?
So I am not expecting a lot. There is so much noise, and none of our players have really shown up. Inter is on a good run of form, right? I mean, they beat what Como recently
4-0 on Saturday.
4-0, and this is a
Yeah.
Como team that has not lost in like 12 games or whatever. Do you
Very
understand?
good,
So
very
Inter,
good team. Under
very good team. So
what's his name? The
Fabregas,
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 yeah.
yes. Yeah.
yeah, if you
Maybe
look at
Fabregas is the
Inter and
next Chelsea coach. Who knows?
the next Liverpool coach. No, because Maresca is not doing badly. They are
or
not going to
or the
fire
next
Maresca.
Arsenal coach.
No, I don't think they can let Ateta go. Ateta will have to live by himself and say, "Hey, I cannot win Premier League no matter what I do, so I have to
Come on,
go."
if
Then that's
but come
when
on. I think if Ateta doesn't win the league this season, he would have to go.
he can never win. That's it. If he doesn't win, he can never win. But maybe he can win Champions League, and then they will keep him. But Inter, they're on a good run of form. Liverpool, we're not. So unless Isaac miraculously finds a super form and Florent Wirtz miraculously shows what he used to do when he was in Bundesliga, then I can say maybe there is a chance. But for right
Why
now,
am
the
I talking
form we're
about
in.
Ekitike, though? I don't understand.
So guess what? That's the eye test thing. We talk Ekitike. Before the 2 goals of yesterday, he had only scored 3 goals. But somehow we had thought he was the savior of Liverpool. So it's not bad. I
No,
cannot
so
tell you.
so so
No.
Greg, to your point, it's not just about the
Mm.
numbers. You can see the effort and how they play. Ekitike plays
Sure.
well for Liverpool.
He
He might not
does.
be
He
scoring
does.
as much as you want him, but he glues, he gels with that team, and Isaac should go back to Newcastle. I'm sorry.
They will say they don't want him.
So
They
Ekitike,
don't
I
want
like
him.
Ekitike. Ekitike is actually on my FPL team, so I like Ekitike. I just know that it's not enough, right? So he's going to play, but I don't think it's enough in terms of class to be able to say, "Hey, this is our guy that can make us
Are
win."
you saying that? Are you saying Ekitike is not enough in terms of class because you have Isaac, and because you just think that Isaac is class and Ekitike is
Oh,
just
so
coming up?
so first
Would
of
you
all,
say that
first
if
of all,
Isaac was not at Liverpool?
no. So if Isaac was playing the way he was playing at Newcastle, then I
Mhm.
would have said yes, because people are afraid of Isaac. People are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's just a way you get onto the pitch where people worry about you. Same with Salah. When Salah had that aura around him, people did not even know how to tackle him, and that allowed him just move into spaces. Do you understand? Isaac, people are looking at him like this guy that cannot score. The way they even tackle him, they tackle him with confidence. Do you understand? As opposed to, oh, this guy is going to dribble me. Do you understand? So they tackle with confidence.
Typical
When they play
Fabregas
against
club.
Liverpool, they're like Liverpool concedes. They're going to be shooting from 50 meters away. They are just happy to play. Do you understand? But right now, I don't think we're at a good run of form. Now, I'm not saying for sure we're going to lose. There is a chance that we come out with a win. But from the past, 10 games, I haven't seen, except for that short run of form against Leeds, where we really connected and we gelled. I haven't seen Liverpool play the way that Liverpool of old has played. So I'm actually truly worried. I mean, in the past, it used to be come to Anfield, we'll win. Now, if you play away, for sure, it seems like you're going to lose. If you come to Anfield, you can still lose. Do you understand? So right now, there's no fear factor for Liverpool
Yeah,
anymore. So right
yeah.
now, I'm
No, I
just going to
know. I know all
watch
about that.
in
I
an
know all about that.
optimistic,
I know all about that.
watch in an optimistic fashion, tomorrow and see what happens.
Nice, nice. All right. So we are the final segment of
Hmm.
our conversation, and I'm directing this solely to Greg, who is a Liverpool fan. We've spoken so
Mm,
much about Mo Salah today, and honestly, it would be disrespectful if we don't step back and acknowledge what he has done. As I mean, for a very long time, I was jealous that Chelsea allowed Mo Salah to go.
mm,
How could we allow this world class guy to come to Stamford Bridge and you didn't keep him and he's gone on to be
Mm.
this world class player? Same thing with Kevin De Bruyne.
De
So
Bruyne. I was gonna say,
I
upset about De
yeah,
Bruyne.
I think Musa last season I kept telling guys that I called Mo Salah a cheat because it just seems like nobody could tackle him, nobody could stop him. He would dribble his way, he would score impossible goals. It was like he was far above all the other opponents. I was just like, if you have this guy in your team, he's going to win. So I understand why a human being that has been on that level will
God.
suddenly feel the
mhm.
way he feels. Like he's really
Oh
God.
yeah,
Like
for sure.
I'm the God in this
Absolutely.
team. What is going on?
Yeah. There should be already be a statue of Mo Salah in Anfield while he's
Yeah,
playing.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the level
yeah,
that Mo Salah is, and that was what he felt he was to Liverpool. But
yeah.
then again,
Absolutely.
Liverpool, look how we trashed Trent Alexander-Arnold, who was a
Yeah.
legend too for us. They just kicked him to
All
the
these
curb.
big clubs
So
can be like that. I mean, at the end of the
yes,
day,
so
just like Suki said, is about the club, not about one player, not
yeah.
about one coach. It's about the club. So I want you to keep quiet until you hear a better goal scorer than Mo Salah.
Do I make a sound? What sound do I make
Just
when I hear
say
a better goal
yes,
scorer?
yeah, that's it. That person is a
Okay,
better one. You know. So I'll
okay.
start. DJ Drogba. No? Wow. Sergio Aguero. No. Andy Cole.
Woo! No.
No. Wayne Rooney. Wow.
Mm-mm.
Robbie Fowler.
Mm. I mean, they're both
Jermaine
Liverpool
Defoe.
people, but no. Oh no.
Jermaine Defoe. No. Thierry
Mm.
Henry.
Ah, for sure.
For sure.
Henry. I'll say Henry is a better. No, for sure. Just, just Henry is probably my favorite striker in the Premier League because of his aura and his class. Henry made everything easy,
I would have said
and
Thierry Henry is a better all-round player,
All round player.
but I think Mo Salah is a better
oh,
goal
but
scorer.
no, but he scored goals.
Yeah, but
He
his
scored
numbers are not
many,
anywhere close. In
many
terms of
goals.
actual goals, his numbers are not close to Mo Salah.
I think in terms of
Oh
numbers, they're
no,
looking
they
at people
actually
like
no
Wayne
no 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 no
Rooney.
no. We have to look this up. Henry's goals for the amount of games he has played are probably better than any
Henry
other
is at
person. And the assists.
Henry is at 175. Mo
Okay.
Salah is
What's
already
Mo
at
250.
190. Mo Salah is
One
Yeah,
night
190
seven.
in
but
the Premier
Henry,
League.
no, yes, 190. Henry is 175, only 15 goals less than Salah. And Henry played less games than Salah did. Henry had a lot of assists as well.
He
So
did. He
Henry,
had a lot of
okay, at least
assists.
in my
Yeah.
head, he had a lot of assists, but just an eye test. Like, I mean, I've just seen Henry from outside of the box, how he
No, but
places those goals to
Mo
those
Salah
corners.
has more assists than Thierry Henry actually.
Well, he does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Okay. I know, but I
So
mean, for
as
my eye
selfish
test,
as
eye
he is,
level, I'd have said Henry. Uh,
as selfish as he is.
as selfish as he is, so Mo Salah,
Yes.
yeah, I mean,
What
Henry, to me, Henry
Sadio
was
Mane
Igwe.
did not like play with Mo Salah.
Yes, yes. But guess what?
No,
Salah still had a lot of assists.
but I think we saw that one game where
It
there was
wasn't
an
one game on Wale. It
outburst.
was
Oh
not one
no, it
game.
wasn't
It
one
was
game.
not
Oh, it
one
wasn't
game.
one game. It was
It
a
was not
period.
one game.
No, it was a
There were
period.
several
And
games.
you know me, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I noticed where that animals. It was a run of like 11 games where you could just tell that there was something going on. And that was the season after both of them had won Golden Boots together. They shared Golden Boots. They both scored the same amount of goals. The season after, there was just something that to the point that Mane, when Mane gets a penalty, it's Salah that will play the penalty and score. I started noticing a little bit where Mane just refused to fall because it will be Salah that will go and score the goal. So there was a beef almost there that culminated in that part where it felt like Salah did not pass to him and he just lost it. So there was just a lot going
Yeah.
on there. But
Yeah.
generally,
Yeah.
though, I mean, last season Salah 18 assists. Come on, I mean, he was a playmaker, like the best playmaker in the Premier League, and the
Yeah.
highest goal scorer on top of it.
Yeah.
And then they are
Absolutely.
benching my guy for three straight games. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be mad.
I think it's safe to say that we dedicated this episode to Liverpool and Mo Salah. So yeah,
Yeah, it sounds like
people
it.
should take note of that, and Liverpool fans should give us credit for that. Thanks, Greg, for coming.
Yeah, of course.
I enjoyed the conversation. I'm sure Suki did as well, and I'm sure we will call you back. We're monitoring. We have two Liverpool faithfuls that we're always bringing. When you guys start coming back, I think maybe we'll bring the two of you back at the same time.
Yeah, so
Thank you so much,
I
guys.
was gonna wear my Liverpool cold hat for this, but they are falling my hand. But it's okay. We'll be good. We'll be
Nice,
all right. We'll
nice.
be all right.
Thank you.
It'll be good. It'll
Thanks
be
for
good.
joining.